Hey, welcome back to the channel where we talk about lifestyle optimization, biohacking, recovery, all that fun stuff. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, then welcome back. In this video, we're going to be doing a full app walkthrough of the NutriSense CGM. And I am going to just show you all the different features and kind of give you an idea of what the dashboard looks like and give you an insight into what the functionality and what the capability is of this app. And let's just get right into it. And if you haven't seen the other video that I made about the unboxing and what a CGM is, then I will link it up right up here or down in the description. And be on the lookout for a bunch of other videos in regards to CGMs, continuous glucose monitors, and experiments that I'm going to be running. I'll make a playlist and I'll link it up there when it goes live, and I'll also put it in the description. But let's open up this app, and I want to show you sort of what's going on here. So when you first open the app, you are going to see a dashboard. And on the dashboard, it will give you a high-level overview of your blood sugar, your blood glucose. It will show within the range that you set, high and low, where you sort of sit. And when you input meals or activities, it will show up as a little dot on the graph. And once you hover over that with your cursor, you'll be able to see what meal that was. And then you'll get a good, pretty clear breakdown on what are the macronutrients and even the micronutrients depending on the view that you look. It will give you a nice little macro summary right there. And if you click heart, then you can like that and save it as one of your favorites. You can send this meal to your friend or your dietitian or whoever you're working with from a health coaching perspective or a doctor just by tapping that button right next to the heart. There is an information icon that's basically just a tutorial, walks you through how to use it. And then if you need to edit your meal, or you want to copy this meal, or you want to move it to a different date, or add an experiment, you have all these options in this drop-down menu. So on the top here, we have this tab that's activity, and then next to it we have data. And so this will give us a real-time feedback on what our blood sugar is doing. Every 15 minutes, it will be updating. And when you scan it, then it will refresh all the data, and you'll be able to see more data as it comes in. Throughout the day, as you are inputting your meals or your activities, it will get logged in this like sort of catalog or a list underneath the graph. And as you toggle over each one of these activities, you'll see it corresponds with the graph on the dashboard above. So on the top, the very top, you have the ability to change the date. So it should pull up a calendar, and you could go back to Sunday and you could say, okay, what did my blood sugar look like on Sunday? And then boom, it will update all of those data points, and it will show you, okay, this is what happened yesterday, this is what happened the day before. And so you can basically just move through the dates by pressing that top button underneath the NutriSense icon. At the bottom, there is these different tabs, right? We have the dashboard, then we have meals, and we have this plus button, the habits, and the analytics. So by jumping into the next one, meals, we can basically see what meals we have eaten in a list format. And it will also, if we want to segment it and categorize it, we could just do, okay, let's just look at my favorites, right? I haven't added any favorites, so there's nothing in there. But then you can put in, okay, I just want to look at my breakfast, and it will show you all your breakfast meals. So you could start making associations. Like, let's say you're testing a certain type of food in the morning. You're like, okay, when I eat this food, I have stable blood sugar for the next couple of hours. So I want to identify like what food this is, and then boom, you can go in there and check it out. If you've tracked your blood sugar, let me know in the comments below before, if you've used a CGM or if you've ever thought about, trying to do blood sugar tracking. And if you have, I would love to hear your experience. And if you haven't, I would love to know why you're interested in doing it. Let me know in the comment section below. But moving on to the plus button, this is how we can input our data. So I'm just going to jump back to the dashboard real quick. So we have these different options. So number one is scan. So when you have the CGM in, you press scan. It will prompt you to raise your phone to your sensor, and then you put it against it, and then it will scan, and then that's how the data gets uploaded. Then if we hit plus, we can add a meal. So let's say I wanted to add, let's just say I'm eating a salad. So I'm going to take a picture of this tree because this is my salad. And then I will write arugula, right? Let's just call it arugula salad. Let's just throw in some corn, right? And then when you choose an ingredient, it's going to basically ask you how much of this ingredient. So let's say I want to do cups, and let's say I do 5 cups of corn or whatever. Yeah, and we're going to do white corn because we're feeling adventurous. And then it will give you your macro summary. And also, in addition to that, if you click show more, it will give you a micronutrient summary, which I think is really, really cool. So you can see all the different micronutrients that you're getting with that food. And then you just hit add and save, and then boom, that just gets added to your list of food, and there is a new icon that will be associated with that meal. This is really cool because I feel like this has the ability to replace like a MyFitnessPal as the database gets bigger, as more people use NutriSense and are uploading ingredients and adding the micronutrient, the macronutrient details, and as that expands, it has all the functionality of a MyFitnessPal where you can see your calories and your macronutrients, and you can track all your food, and you can add notes, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. But you also get to see how it's impacting your blood sugar. And so it's like another layer of data that really helps you make decisions that are going to be appropriate for you in trying to achieve your goal, whatever it may be. Moving on, if we click the plus button again, we can add an activity. So you could add some type of exercise. Let's just say I did some yoga. Boom, save that. I could add, a certain type of exercise to my favorites, and then I can add the activity via my favorites. Also, I can decide what type of activity this is. Am I fasting? Am I doing meditation? Am I sleeping? I can put that in, and then I can make correlations on the graph later on when I'm looking at my data. So let's just say I do yoga, boom. Now that activity is going to be logged in there underneath exercise, right there, boom. If I hit the plus button again, I can add a note, and I can say, I was feeling energetic today. What did I eat? Remember to review. Boom. Now there's a note in there, and when I go to look at the last day, or if my health coach is looking at my data, then they can tell me like, okay, like you ate this, you ate this, you ate this. Let's build a meal plan around that. Another option is we can add a measurement, which is how much are we weighing at a given time, or we could do any one of these different measurements. Like we could do our ketones, we could do our blood pressure, we could do our body temperature, we could do all these different things, our step count, stress. And this is all going to help us understand what is happening with our metabolic health in regards to these other factors that may play an important role in knowing what's really going on. We can easily access the messaging platform by just pressing the plus button. And this is where you can link up with a dietitian who is going to help you identify what is happening with your metabolic health and your blood sugar to help guide you in making good decisions when it comes to a lifestyle intervention, or maybe some type of food introduction, or whatever is going to be appropriate for you in that given period of time. And they typically respond pretty quickly within a few hours. And so all you have to do is hit send message, and you say, hey, I would like some help with my macros. And then one of the dietitians is going to respond in a pretty short period of time where you can communicate with them, and they can help guide you through your decision-making process to help you reach your goals, whatever those may be. Next is going to be, you can add habits. So as you can see, I've already put in breath work and meditation, but the way that you do is you hit this little plus button, and you say, okay, I want to meditate 3 times a week, right? Meditation, and then you add it. And then once it's added, you just make sure to click the calendar when you do it. And this is a way for you to keep yourself accountable. And if someone's looking at your data as well, they can say, okay, Kyle, did you meditate? And then is it in the thing? And yes, there it is. Boom. So it's a perfect way to track any other lifestyle intervention or habit that you're trying to integrate into your, healthy lifestyle. The last tab we have here is the analytics tab, where you can get a high level overview of all your data for a given period of time. So you can do 7 days, you could do 14 days, you could do 30 days, you could do 120 days. And there's 2 forms that you can look at it. You can look at it from a statistics sort of overview, which will help you see your data from a stats perspective, or you can graph it out and you can look at a chart and you can see, okay, how are things measuring up day by day, week by week, or month by month, even quarter by quarter. In this graph section, you can click this top right icon with the 4 bars or 3 bars, and you can show what you want to be graphed out. So as you can see, I've chosen certain things that I don't necessarily need, right? So apparently, I didn't know this, but you can track your ketones and you can show the hourly, daily, and time in target, and that will be added to the graph. If you're tracking your ketones, you're doing the ketogenic diet, or you're fasting, then you'll be able to see that, and it can be graphed out here, and you can start to see trends, which is pretty freaking sweet in my opinion. If you come back, click the eye icon, and that's basically a tutorial showing you what's going on, showing you basically how to use this section of the app. So on the right hand side in the top upper left hand corner, we have these 3 little bars, and this is going to give us a drop down menu where we can access the dashboard. We can go to our history, which is going to give us a log of all of our meals and all of our activities and any measurements or notes that we take. And we can go to ingredients. This is where we're going to add food that may not be in the library or the index already. We just hit that plus button, and then we can input the data right there. We can also add an experiment. So you can see how coffee is affecting your blood sugar, or you can see how a fasting morning walk is affecting your blood sugar. And you just click this plus button and you add the type of experiment, and you then attach it to certain meals or potentially all your meals, and you can just see how it affects everything. And you can run one experiment at a time. Coming back, if you go to the education tab, they got a bunch of great resources, basic health information, but then also getting into the metabolic health, understanding glucose, and they got all these great articles. So it's like, okay, let me learn about understanding glucose trends, and then I can really get a better idea of what all this stuff actually means, right? Because most of us are not, dietitians or trained in blood sugar management. So you go to profile, that's just where your basic information is. Account, there's nothing there. Settings, you can go to sensor, and this is where you activate your sensor when you first get it, which I explain and walk you through in the other video of the unboxing. There's another section where you can do integration. So apparently you can attach it to the Biosense or the Keto Mojo, which is, I imagine, a keto ketones tracker. Then you can export the data, clear out your data, and there's another option for tutorials, refer a friend, and then back to the messaging platform. And that is the app. That is the NutriSense app walkthrough. If you found this helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. And I want to know what your questions are about CGMs in the comments. And if you're interested in getting one, I do have a special link where you can get $25 off, which I will link up in the description. And if you like this video, then be sure to check out this video or this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Be well.